Hello and welcome to my first lore gameplay video. Today I'll be showing some gameplay in the lore of Jinx, the champion I decided to do for my first video. I chose Jinx because I was fascinated by her release. I loved her concept, her idea, the fact that to me she seems like the Joker of League of Legends. And the fact that Riot felt that they had to make a music video to debut her was even more awesome. I love that intro scene where she's just riding on the rockets. As you can tell, I used that for the intro of the video. So yeah, Jinx is going to be the first lore we talk about today. Now everything I get, all the lore and the information I'm going to be talking about, I'm reading it straight off of the League of Legends lore website. So if you want to like go explore on your own and check out some of the lore, you know, the League of Legends lore website, it has some pretty interesting stuff on there. So none of the stuff I'm talking about is going to be made up. It's going to be 100% official lore. And stuff like that, no speculations or anything like that. The gameplay footage is my own gameplay footage. I removed all the UI stuff, the interface and stuff like that to give it a more cinematic look. Names still pop up, so if you think I'm just playing bots, you just easily look up the names and stuff like that. That being said, this is maybe the only time I ever did this good with Jinx. I'm not really an ADC person, and when I'm forced to go ADC, Jinx is usually my first pick, if not only pick, really. But anyways, yeah, so I'd like to talk about the goal I want to set. I want to set a goal for this video. I know it's like my first video. Setting the goal is kind of early, but I do want to set a goal of at least 200 likes. So if you do like the video, if you like the gameplay, if you like the lore, if you like some of the stuff I'm doing, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Get the video out there. Leave in the comments for other champions you may want to see, specific lores. I know Jinx, she has 2 more stories on the website that I'm going to be visiting. It's going to be the Star Guardian Jinx story, and then it's going to be her own comic book that we'll be reviewing in future videos. But for right now, I'm just going to be doing the main generalization of Jinx's background. So yeah, please leave some comments on other champions you may want to see, ways I may be able to improve, and stuff in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to get to the story. Right now, I'm just changing my reading styles to see which one fits best. Let me know if you like this one or if I should change it up, or if you have any suggestions on what I should try. But anyways, let me get on to the story. Now I present to you Jinx, the loose cannon. A maniac and impulsive criminal from Zom, Jinx lives to wreak havoc without care for the consequences. With an arsenal of deadly weapons, she unleashes the loudest blasts and the brightest explosions to leave a trail of mayhem and panic in her wake. Jinx despises boredom and gleefully brings her own chaotic brand of pandemonium wherever she goes. No one knows for sure exactly where Jinx came from, but many urban legends and folktales have sprung up around her. Some have her as a young gang member who fell in with the wrong crowd and was either traumatized by one too many killings, suffered too much at the hands of an enemy, or was simply driven insane with the sub fumes. A few of the old-timers in Zom remember a young girl who might fit Jinx's description, but the girl they speak of is a far cry from the one who became Pitover's bane. This girl was sweet and innocent, a thinker with big ideas who never quite fit in and came to a bad end. Some even whisper that Jinx isn't even human, that she is some kind of avenging spirit of mayhem, come to wreak havoc upon Pitover in revenge for the thousands who died when Zon sank into the earth. Jinx made her first appearance on Roguery Night, a barely tolerated annual tradition where youthful girls and boys throughout Pitover played practical jokes on their families and neighbors. Jinx hijacked the occasion to unleash the first of many crime sprees. Bridges were blocked with stampeding livestock, freed from the court mice menagerie. Scores of roads were shut down by explosions that made them impassable, and every street sign in the city was moved and placed somewhere new. Jinx had succeeded in spreading chaos throughout the streets and bringing the city to a halt. It had been a good day. The wardens attributed her crimes to chempunk gangs, rounding up dozens of unknown troublemakers and sending them back down to Zon. Having others take the credit for her maniac schemes didn't sit well with Jinx, and she made sure to be seen at every future crime scene. Reports circulated of a mysterious blue-haired Zynite girl, but talk of her carrying chemtech explosions, a Sark-mounted launcher, and repeater gun were dismissed as preposterous. After all, how could a Zynite chempunk possibly obtain such lethal firearms? The crime spree escalated in lunacy until Jinx detonated a series of explosions simultaneously throughout the city. A great many of the civic art structures erected by the Pitover clans were destroyed in fiery conflagrations that lit the sky in a blazing pyrotechnics until dawn. Due to the late hour, no one was hurt, but numerous clan leaders were outraged at the sight of their great works reduced to rubble. Jinx's crime wave continued for weeks, with the warden's attempts to catch her thwarted at every turn. She tagged her crime scene with insulting graffiti and taunting messages directed at the Pitover's newest ally in the fight against crime, Enforcer Vi. These bright pink tags finally revealed the name of Pitover's newest troublemaker, Jinx. With every bold crime, Jinx became even more legendary, with people in Zon divided as to whether she was a hero for sticking it to the Pilties or a dangerous lunatic that would bring the full force of the wardens down on the Undercity. The moment came even closer when Jinx sabotaged the Sun Gate and delayed the flow of ships by several hours, costing the city's ruling clans vast sums of lost revenue. Having seen exactly which buttons to press, Jinx offered a challenge that couldn't be ignored. She threatened Pitover's money. She daubed the walls of Ecliptic Vaults, one of Pitover's most secure treasuries, with a caricature of Enforcer Vi, together with details of exactly when Jinx planned to rob it. An uneasy sense of anticipation settled on Pitover and Zon in the weeks leading up to the appointed date of Jinx's heist. Many doubted Jinx would have the guts to show up and risk almost certain capture. When the day of the heist arrived, Vi, Caitlyn, and the Wardens were taking no chances and had prepared a trap for Jinx around the treasury. The clock tower bells rang at the appointed hour, but nothing happened. It seemed Jinx had chickened out, but she was one step ahead of her would-be captors. Jinx, despite the seeming recklessness of her actions, had a plan and it had been in motion for days. She had hidden herself within a modified coin crate at the toll towers of the Sun Gates and had been delivered to the vault 2 days previously. Jinx was already inside and was even now wreaking havoc, leaving her signature pink tags on every gilded wall, swinging from the chandeliers and leaving explosive surprises in every lockbox. Hearing the cacophony from within, Vi realized what was happening. She stormed inside the building, ignoring Caitlyn's order to go in as a team. The battle they fought tore the vault to pieces in a back and forth chase of explosions and demolition. Eventually, Jinx and Vi confronted one another in the deepest, most secure vault. No one knows what passed between them, for Vi had pursued Jinx far ahead of the others. With the two of them trapped together on the ground, Jinx fired her rockets into the ceiling of the vault and the entire structure collapsed. The wardens in the upper reaches of the vault escaped before the building came down, but Vi was left trapped inside. Only by hiding in the same lockbox Jinx had used to break in was she able to avoid being crushed to death. Eventually, she punched her way out from the ruins, wondering for a moment if Jinx lay dead somewhere in the ruins, only to see one last tag left in the patterns of destruction, a final taunt daring Vi to catch her. No trace of the blue-haired Hellion could be found, and to add insult to injury, not a single coin had been taken from the vaults. Jinx remains at large to this day, and is a constant thorn in Pitover's side. Her actions inspired copycats among the chempunk gangs of Zon, as well as numerous satirical plays, sayings, and the like throughout both cities. Her ultimate end game, or why she is so seamlessly obsessed with Vi, remains a mystery, but one thing is certain. Her crimes are continuing and growing in sheer audacity. Alright, and so that's going to end it up for Jinx's lore so far. Like I said, there's 2 more pieces of lore that we'll be getting into in future videos. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe, share with your family, help me hit that goal I'm trying to set, or I'm trying to reach really. If you have any suggestions, champions you may want to see next, or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great day.